Welcome, brothers. Now, a couple of days ago, a woman left a comment on my video, Time for a Crackdown on Sexually Provocative Dress, where I expressed the offence I take to women who dress dirty. This woman was another run-of-the-mill moron who tried to rebut what I said with a predictable, well, men should control themselves around dirty dressed women. Now, initially I brushed it off and deleted the comment because it didn't add anything new to the discussion, since her point had already been made by every other female moron who commented. But then I read through some of the other comments, and a point made by a brother caused me to get really pissed off, for two reasons. One, that it was such an obvious point, but had escaped me. And two, it brought home just how hypocritical this society is in its attitude to female forms of expression versus male forms of expression. With a clear-thinking simplicity that makes a man stand out from the herd, the brother said, "Black men are being demonized for saggy pants, for their urban look, or hip-hop fashion. Meanwhile, these attention whores get to wear the trashy, breast-exposing, arse-out shorts." End quote. Now, this is a kind of intelligence that I've never seen displayed by anyone on YouTube in my entire time on YouTube, except, of course, by me. It's the kind of functional intelligence that doesn't need to be supported by irrelevant facts. It carries its own authority because it's true. Well said, brother. Take your place among the ranks of clear-thinking black men. But still, it pissed me right off. It caused me to have a massive fuck you attack. I thought about all of these Uncle Tom buffoons who would have us believe that there's some mystical connection between manhood and wearing a cheap suit. I thought about the civic leaders who would criminalize the wearing of saggy jeans. I thought about all the revolting sights I see displayed by women, from the gross to the obscene, and not a peep out of a single one of these self-righteous clowns. All they care about is saggy jeans. Then my thoughts went back to the idiot who left the "men must control themselves" comment, and this wave of rage came over me. You see, I am heartily sick of arrogant women who think they are above any kind of criticism, that anything they do is acceptable, justifiable, and perfectly healthy. And if it's not healthy, then it's not their fault, or it doesn't matter, because everyone else does it too, and they do it worse. So why are you picking on black women? Well, here's my response. I'm picking on black women just because I feel like picking on black women. I just want to tell you about yourself, because it'll make me feel good to get it off my chest. So, men are supposed to control themselves so that women can dress like sluts. Well, most men do control themselves. If men did act on any impulse aroused by slutty-dressed women, I reckon it would stop overnight. It has nothing whatsoever to do with lack of self-control. My objections to slutty dress are moral and social, to do with decency in public, and appropriate and inappropriate behaviors. Just as people find the sight of men and boys with butt-crack revealing saggy jeans offensive, I too find the sight of arse and tit revealing clothes offensive. Plain, simple and clear. Well, if you don't like it, look away. Now, this is where the fuck you really starts to kick in. This attitude shows a total lack of respect for other people's right not to be exposed to vulgar displays of sexuality. Alright, well in that case, you have no right to complain if you are sexually harassed, because dressing sexy is done purposely to show how sexy you think you are. You have no right to tell anyone to control themselves. If you think it's okay to force your nastiness on them, then it must be okay for them to force unwanted and undesirable attention on you. You're not demonstrating your skill at maths when you dress sexy. You're showing your tits and arse to the whole world, which means anyone and everyone can comment and rate your display. You don't deserve respect because you clearly don't respect other people's right not to have to deal with your exhibitionism. You may indeed have the right to dress how you want, for now, but you have no right to tell other people how to react to it or how to feel about it. Moron. I don't respect women who dress slutty, and if you don't like what I just said, then control yourself and just walk away quietly. Another example of female behavior we're not supposed to question is weaving. Now, every time I see a black woman in a weave, I instantly lose all respect for her. I just see a clown, or more accurately, a minstrel. In fact, white people should be offended when they see black women in weaves because it is a racist mockery of their aesthetics. It's no different to those old black and white minstrel shows where white dudes would put black shoe polish on their faces and sing Negro spirituals in over-the-top deep southern black accents. Those of you who've heard of Al Johnson will know exactly what I'm talking about. Weaving reminds me exactly of that. The minstrel shows are about denigrating the black race, just as weaving is about denigrating white women. Black women who weave are merely mimicking the trashy and superficial aspects of white culture, in the same way wiggers do of black culture. The wigger isn't honouring or participating in the black experience. He or she is merely reinforcing a racist stereotype about blacks. And black women who weave European styles into their heads are simply propagating the stereotype of the white bimbo. If you watch them, you'll see subtle and not so subtle changes in their behaviour. Flicking and tossing fake hair, and the girly voices they put on to sound like white girls, not even white women. If I was a white woman, I'd be offended, not flattered by this shallow mimicry of my racial aesthetics, and at being stereotyped as nothing more than fluff. I think white women should fight back against imitators who distort their image into a grotesque